Welcome, everybody. My name is Michael, and today we're going to keep this short and quick.
Update, this is over a month later. I lied. I'm sorry. It wasn't short and sweet. I finally got paid. This was 4 or 5 weeks after the unemployment, and I didn't get paid for 2 weeks. I got paid for 1 because they said the first week never counts. So that sucks. If someone's unemployed for 1 week, they're getting zilch. And in my case, again, I wasn't unemployed long, but that 1 week always makes a difference. Anyways, let's get into the video. Just wanted to update you. I've been waiting a little bit to post it, but here we are. Woo! Unemployment.
Unemployment insurance is different per each state. In the state of Illinois, well, it's quite a process. I recently filed for the first time ever for unemployment insurance, and let's just say it's not an easy process. Yes, you have to go online, IDES, and fill out a form, file a claim, and at this point you wait. They tell you 2 weeks later, okay, that's when you first can certify, and then you can certify every week or every 2 weeks after that. Well, there's still a process. You still have to go through and get it accepted. I still have not been accepted, and now we're basically 3 weeks after this event happened, and actually more than 3 weeks, and I still have nothing in the works, no approval. Actually, it's not even looking like it's probably going to get approved due to my student status. If you're a student, where yes, some people were saying online, oh, just lie, just say you're not a student. Well, it's the U.S. government. They're going to find out, especially if you're taking FAFSA loans, student loans. That's super easy to check. I'm not going to lie, especially something like this where they can always go back. Even if you get that, they can always go back and wage garnish, or they'll find a way to take that money back. And it's not a huge sum of money we're talking about here. Honestly, it's like if 1 week gets confirmed or if 2 weeks get confirmed, at maximum it's like after taxes, I don't know, $600, maybe $500 after taxes. The total amount's like 700 something. Who cares? 750, whatever. So I didn't get obviously the full amount because it would be more, but that's what they determined. Hey, this is what I'd qualify for if it was approved. And part of the process is they want to see if there was any misconduct in a sales position or something similar to a sales position, which at the time it was BDC, business development representative, business development consultant, your support staff for the sales team. Yes, there can be at certain companies performance goals and whatnot, but in this case there was no misconduct. I was actually pretty surprised of this release happening. There was no performance improvement plans that were made. There was no meetings. I had a lot of respect for the company. Everything went well. It was just something I was surprised about, was taken into HR, and that's what happened. So I am now working at a previous dealership. I was a salesman. I'm now a salesman again at Volvo, and everything's going great. I started my job this past week, started Monday. Obviously, I wouldn't get anything for this week, and that's what I will certify, that yes, I have started full-time work. However, due to my student status, there is a chance I won't get it, despite the fact that I've been a full-time student status, actually more, accelerating online classes where they're asking for my student schedule. I don't necessarily have one because, again, it's not an in-person class. It's online. There's no specific set time. Yes, there's semesters. It's every 6 months. I can finish a class in a day. I can finish a class if I was accelerating. That hasn't happened, but, there's been classes I finished in like a week or something. Sometimes it takes 2, 3, 4 weeks, 5 weeks. I can take all the way up to 6 months with a class if I really, really wanted to. And on average, the 4 classes I get assigned, I've done more than that. That's why I'm accelerating. I think last semester I did 12 classes or something like that. I don't know. Altogether, I did 79 credit hours. So out of 123, I'm 63% done with my school. Will be soon 65% done. With that, I have been working full-time, and with sales, I've actually been working more than 40 hours a week on average. So whether it's 45, 50, 60 hours in the past, I've been able to do that and full-time school. The problem is with online school, it's a little bit difficult for old, antiquated, bureaucratic processes where you have to upload a schedule. I uploaded my course work. I uploaded what I could. I asked, hey, would this be approved? Technically, there can be cases where being a student can interfere because instead of a full-time job, you're a full-time student. You shouldn't have unemployment. But again, if you've demonstrated for the past 2 years that you were both a full-time student and a full-time employee, heck, even working more than 40 hours a week, there was a point in time at the second dealership I ever worked at, I worked like 70 plus hours certain weeks, and I was still able to complete coursework on time in an accelerated manner. There should be zero reason I shouldn't get unemployment, which I deserve in this case because there was no misconduct. And I called, the people who are working at the unemployment office. And first off, calling them is such a disaster. Anytime you have to call them, I got a letter here. Hey, you may not get approved. The keyword is may. We will stop this until we hear from you. I called them. You can't reach anybody. You have to wait on hold. Well, the good thing is, thankfully, unlike some companies which just leave you on hold, they don't even give you an option. They give you an option. Hey, we can call you back. Okay, no problem. Earlier this week, just to confirm that I have submitted my documentation, I talked with an employee from the unemployment office. I understand, yes, they had some questions about my online student status. I gave them everything I could. I actually submitted documentation. I called them, and I was put on hold, so I decided, hey, call me back. They didn't call me back until not that same day, a couple hours later. Yeah, I get it. They close at 5, but they had a couple hours to call me. Maybe they were super busy, not in the morning of the next day, but the afternoon right before they were closing on the very next day. More than 24 hours have passed. And they finally asked, hey, are you still interested in speaking with us? Yes. I asked them to verify. I submitted my documentation. I submitted my work search records. I submitted everything that was necessary. The claim process, at this point, I've been calling back multiple times, just waiting patiently. And it still hasn't gone back to the company that has released me. They still have to do their thing, their response to the misconduct. They're always going to do this with every unemployment claim. They want to ensure there was no misconduct because in that case, you don't deserve unemployment. But there was none in this case. I get it. They have their process. The IDS unemployment office employee claimed everything seems fine. Again, they're not the deciding factor. They don't require any further information from me. And then I received this nice little letter that says, well, we're probably not going to approve you. And it's like, okay, I'm calling them again. Now it's the weekend. Obviously, no one's going to call me. They're closed. But they could have responded to me on Friday. Same thing. It's going to take more than 24 hours for them probably to call me. So hopefully they call me tomorrow. Hopefully I can explain my situation for the second time in a row. And now if they decide to go off of my details and say, okay, actually everything's fine, this shouldn't interfere, you are eligible, they still have to wait for that company to tell their side of the story. And then finally, if you get approved 7 to 10 business days later, it still takes 1 to 2 business days for them to send it out, for it to potentially reach your bank account. At this point, we're talking about a process that's well more than 4 weeks. I'm already at a new job. I'm working again. I needed money a little bit ago. I still need money, and I will need money next week. This is something that I deserve. I've been paying my tax dollars at every single job I've worked here in America. And it's just a process that's at every single step of the way. It's designed to be slow. It's designed to potentially throw out applicants. I've been reading other cases, especially with my school. Since it's online, there have been other people who have been denied. Then you have to start an appeal process. And if you're denied in that appeal process, that adds to the delays. It can be a situation where it can be close to 8 weeks, close to 12 weeks, depending on how long, sometimes you have to appeal multiple times. And there's still been cases where due to the online status of your school, again, why should this matter? This isn't something that, it's just an excuse for them not to pay. It's crazy that you have to fight so hard. And for somebody who needs money, who just lost their job, right? You're not going to get that money until a month, 2, 3 months later. Come on. Even a couple weeks later, it should be a much faster process. But, just like with anything government, anything bureaucratic, it's always going to take a little bit of time. That's just how it is. So hopefully I win. And if not, I'll appeal. But it's just crazy that every single step of the way, this past month, this current month, it's just been really, really tough financially. Any all dollars will help, obviously. But I'm thankful to have a job right now. I'm working hard. I've worked more than 40 hours this week. That's for certain. I'm still a student, and I will be a student. And hopefully I finish my degree in the next 6 to 8 months. So my next semester is ending March, and Worst case scenario, I'll just have the final paper and maybe 1 or 2 classes, depending on my acceleration. Just because, again, right now I'm working on top of my normal work. I'm still doing Uber, DoorDash due to the hard financial situation. Still waiting on emergency funding, student aids, and all this stuff to arrive. I probably will be working a lot more and less focused on school, but eventually I will finish it. I'm excited. I just wish I did school way earlier, because this probably wouldn't have happened. But even then, the appeal process, I don't know. It's my first time ever doing this. I thought it would be a lot easier. For people who need it, it takes forever. Just my little 2 cents here. Thanks for watching. If you have ever done any of these claims, please share your stories down below. And, it is what it is. Just sharing my story here. Thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and take care.